This is Survivor. For the third season, the planning crew went all out. So many twists and turns in the game to help keep the players on their toes, and a new form of challenges. The cast consisted of new players and returning players alike. This season turned out to be the most eventful one yet. Who will win? Survivor Outcast. Things started off nicely. Alliances were forming. Mia and Blake, Chris, Ash and Taylor, and Jackson and Mia. But then the first immunity challenge came underway. The tribes were tasked with building tribe flags. Vanua made one with pumpkins to show off their tribe color, but Vanua stole a picture off the internet of a small cat. Vanua wins. It was a very hard decision. At Tribal, Colin quit the game, so no one was voted out. Next challenge was a tough one. It was all about math. The tribes went head-to-head in 21 flags. Since Vanua started the game, they finished it too, and Vanua won the challenge. At Tribal, nobody quit this time, so they actually had to vote. The vote came in, and all of them were for Griffin. Griffin didn't even vote because his vote wouldn't have mattered. The next challenge was a tiring one. The tribes counted down from 99 to 0. First tribe to get to 0 wins, but here's the catch. There's a 30-minute cooldown. The tribes went to 12 a.m., but eventually Vanua won once more, by a matter of 21 minutes. In the end, Zoth was voted out unanimously. Even Zoth voted for himself. The next day, the tribes were put to the test to see their typing skills. The players went fast and got astonishing times, but in the end, Koror won their first challenge, meaning Vanua goes to their first ever tribal council. Back at camp, Thean and Ash both found idols. Thean got cold feet and played his idol at council, but after all was said and done, Drew was voted out. The next challenge was a twist challenge. Everyone was going to tribal. One person on each tribe was getting immunity, and everyone else was completely vulnerable. The challenge was 2048. Jackson and Yen ended up winning it, making both of them safe. At Vanua's tribal, Unblow quit. In Koror's tribal, Emmeline found an idol and played it to save her skin. It was a unanimous vote for Emmeline, but she played her idol, neglecting all of her votes. In the end, Emmeline voted for Taylor, meaning Taylor was voted out. The next challenge, the tribes swapped. The challenge was Flappy Bird. Koror won the challenge, but Mia quit because of personal reasons. This is where things got interesting. Everyone who was voted out in the game was still in it. They were on Outcast Island. Today, they came back and fought to get back in the game. There was a soccer goal shooting game, and Taylor got back in the game after only 2 days out of it. Koror won the challenge, which was Minesweeper. Jackson quit, and Cedo was voted out. The very next day, the tribe merged into one tribe. Everyone was now fighting for themselves. The very first individual immunity challenge was Slithero, which Taylor won. At Tribal, Blake was voted out. Lucky for Blake, the Outcast made one last appearance. The game was Tilt, and Blake won it, meaning he was back in the game. This time, there was no challenge for immunity, so everyone was vulnerable. Unlucky for Andy, that meant him. The next challenge was the most calming one yet, Entanglement. Entanglement was said by Mia, Taylor, and Yen to be their new comfort game. There will be a link in the description if you want to play it. Back to the game though, Taylor won the challenge, meaning he was safe from elimination. Thean's inactiveness finally caught up to him, leading him to be voted out. Tetris was the next challenge, and Chris destroyed it with a score of 56,700. At Tribal, Blake was once again voted out. The challenge was Learn to Fly this time, and for twice in a row, Chris won. At Tribal, Emmeline was voted out. This is it, the final four. Who will win? Will it be Chris, someone who has dominated the game since day one? He formed the first major alliance and kept it steady throughout the entire game. He has won 3 individual immunities and has been a power player since day one. Will it be Ash, who is part of the Major Alliance and stayed with them since day one? Cruising through the game on Chris and Taylor's back, they got to the final untouched. Will it be Taylor, who has been voted out of the game just to pop right back in? He was a main part in the Power Alliance, and he also formed bonds with Emmeline, Yen, and a stronger bond with Ash. He was his own worst enemy, leading him to get booted, but popping right back in. He won individual immunity once and proved himself as a worthy competitor. Or will it be Yen, who coasted through this game with 3 votes cast against her? She was never for power plays and usually stayed in the shadows. She made friends, but kept hidden for most of the game. The Final Four was like none other seen before. It was a 40-part scavenger hunt. Players had to get the farthest in or finished to win immunity. One player sped through the hunt like it was nothing, getting all 4 items in less than 3 hours. The player was Chris. After a little bit of thinking, Chris decided to take Ash to the finale, leaving Yen and Taylor to duke it out in the final challenge of the game. This challenge was the hardest and most stressful one yet. It was a 3-part first to 2 game, consisting of Othello, Connect 4, and chess. After almost 1 month of complications, we finally landed on a date, May 21st, 2020. The players were ready, the day came, and the challenge began. Othello has begun. Taylor and Yen were close. In the end though, Taylor won. Next was Connect 4. The game was over in 17 moves, a super fast game. And guess who won? Taylor. So Yen, the tribe has spoken. The final 3 were Taylor, Chris, and Ash. These are the votes that will determine who wins. Remember, you want to get votes this time. Whoever has the most amount of votes wins the game. I'll read the votes. First vote, Ash. Second vote, Chris. Third vote, Ash. Fourth vote, Taylor. Fifth vote, Taylor. Sixth vote, Chris. That's 2 Ash, 2 Chris, and 2 Taylor. This is the last vote. The winner of Survivor, Taylor. Congratulations, Taylor. Great game. I just wanted to say that Survivor Season 4 is currently taking auditions. So, if you want to join Survivor Season 4, there's a link down below. See you in Season 4.